At first, this inner landscape will feel foreign. There will be desolate plains of loneliness and dark forests of grief. Do not run from them. An explorer does not run from the wilderness. He learns its secrets. Walk into that forest. Sit with that loneliness. You will discover that what you thought was a void is actually a space brimming with forgotten life. You will find the ruins of old passions you abandoned, the guitar gathering dust, the books you meant to read, the friendships you let fade. This is not a time for regret. It is a time for excavation. I remember speaking with a man who, after leaving a long-term relationship, felt utterly lost. He had poured everything into being a we and had forgotten how to be an I. On my advice, he took a solo camping trip, something he hadn't done in a decade. He told me that the first night under the stars, surrounded by an overwhelming silence, he felt a terror he had never known. But on the second night, something shifted. The silence was no longer empty. It was filled with the sound of his own breathing, the rhythm of his own heart. He wasn't just surviving the silence. He was communing with himself. He was redrawing his own map. Your journey inward is the ultimate act of reclaiming sovereignty. It is you, as king, returning to your own neglected kingdom. You must survey the land, rebuild the broken structures, and listen to the needs of your own people, the parts of you that have been silenced. This is where true power is forged, not in her reaction to your absence, but in your reaction to your own presence. As you become more familiar with your own territory, you no longer need her to be your home. You become your own home. While you are on this sacred expedition, a different process is unfolding back in the world you left behind. Your absence is no longer just an echo. It has developed its own weight, its own gravity. Imagine the moon in the night sky. We take its presence for granted. But its invisible force, its gravity, pulls on the vast oceans of our planet, creating the rhythmic rise and fall of the tides. The moon doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't perform. It simply exists, and its presence orchestrates a fundamental rhythm of life. In the relationship, you were the moon. Your consistency, your emotional support, your steady presence. It was a gravitational force that governed the emotional tides of her world. You were the one she called after a bad day. You were the calm in her storm. You were the predictable rhythm she set her life to. She may not have consciously noticed this pull. Like us, she didn't feel the gravity. She only saw the predictable comfort of the tides. When you walk away, it's as if the moon has vanished from the sky. At first, not much seems to change. But then, slowly, the tides go still. The natural rhythm is gone. The gentle lapping of waves on the shore is replaced by a strange, unsettling calm. This is the gravity of absence. She is not just missing you. She is experiencing the systemic collapse of an emotional ecosystem that your presence effortlessly maintained. The little things now become monumental. The coffee you used to make. The way you listened without judgment. The simple text asking if she got home safe. These weren't just actions. They were the gravitational pulses that created safety and predictability. Without them, she feels a deep internal chaos. She has to generate her own emotional stability, a task she may have unknowingly outsourced to you for years. This stage is not about jealousy or regret yet. It is a more primal feeling, disorientation. The world simply doesn't work the way it used to. The void you left isn't passive. It's an active force that reshapes her daily reality. She is now forced to carry the full weight of her own emotional world. And it is in that moment she realizes you weren't just a part of her life. You were a force of nature holding it together. This realization of what she lost is a heavy burden. For you, the pain of your own journey must now be transformed. You must not simply endure it. You must use it as fuel. You must become the alchemist. Ancient alchemists sought the legendary philosopher's stone, a substance believed to turn base metals like lead into pure gold. This was always understood to be a metaphor for a deeper spiritual process, the transformation of human suffering into wisdom and strength. The pain of walking away, the loneliness, the grief, the doubt, this is your lead. You have a choice. You can carry its heavy weight for the rest of your life, or you can build a forge and become the alchemist. Your forge is your discipline. Your fire is your focus. Every moment you feel the pull to look at her social media, to reread old messages, that is a moment of immense power. That sharp pang of pain is raw energy. An ordinary man will let that energy consume him. The alchemist will harness it. He takes that fiery energy and channels it into the forge. He goes to the gym and turns the ache of his heart into the burn of his muscles. He picks up a book and turns the confusion in his mind into new knowledge. He starts a project, builds a business, learns a skill. He transforms the lead of his loss into the gold of his character. A blacksmith forges a blade not by gently polishing it, but by subjecting it to intense heat and hammering it into shape. Your pain is the fire. Your disciplined actions are the hammer. Each strike, each drop of sweat, each moment you choose growth over regret, you are forging yourself into something stronger, sharper, and more resilient than you ever were before. You are not just getting over her, you are using the experience of her to get above your former self. The greatest shift in power occurs when she realizes your absence has not broken you, but has in fact built you. When she sees that you have taken the very pain she may have, consciously or unconsciously, inflicted and used it to create a better version of yourself, her regret transcends simple missing. It becomes awe. She didn't just lose a man. She lost a man who knew how to turn wounds into wisdom. When you master this process, something profound happens. The entire journey is reframed. You reach the final destination. You return to the source. Every great journey in the end is a journey home. But home is not a person or a place. It is a state of being. The final stage of this path is the realization that the entire purpose of walking away was not to get her back, but to get yourself back, fully, completely. It is the return to the source. The source is that quiet, unwavering center within you that needs no external validation. It is the part of you that is whole, with or without her. For a long time, you outsourced your sense of peace, your happiness, your worth. You plugged your life into her and she became your power source. When you walked away, you unplugged. The journey through the wilderness, the alchemy of your pain, it was all the process of building your own internal power generator. Now, you operate from a place of wholeness. The fear of replacement, the sting of regret, they dissolve. You can look back on the relationship not with bitterness or longing, but with a quiet gratitude for the lessons it taught you. It was the catalyst that forced you to become the alchemist, the explorer, the gardener of your own soul. This is the state of true freedom. Whether she comes back or not is no longer the central question. It becomes an irrelevant detail. If she returns, she will meet a new man. Not a better man in the sense of being more attractive to her, but a man who is more authentic to himself. A man who will not shatter if she leaves again, because his foundation is no longer built on her approval. He is the source of his own stability. This is the man every woman subconsciously respects and desires. The man who does not need her, but chooses her, freely. And if she doesn't choose him back, he walks on, unbroken, because his journey is no longer about finding the right person. It's about being the right person for himself. Your absence has completed its work. It held up a mirror. It created an echo, and it revealed the gravity of your worth. But more importantly, it forced you on the sacred journey back to the only source of power that can never be taken from you, yourself. This journey of walking away is one of the most profound acts of self-love a man can undertake. It is a path of courage, discipline, and rebirth. If this journey resonates with you, you are not alone. Join our community of men who are choosing to become the gardeners, the alchemists, and the kings of their own lives. Your greatest chapter is not behind you. It is waiting to be written.